Hi everybody, I'm Allison. Welcome back if you've been here before. Thanks for stopping by if it's your first time. This is my channel about cross stitch. I also share a little quilting, crafts, and of course our rescue animals. It might get a little weird today. There's a window in front of me and there's a shade cloth dropped in front of that window. We're having our weeds removed and they're doing that to protect the windows because one time when they were weed whacking our weeds, one of the rocks smashed one of our big windows and they had to replace it. So I hope it's not too dark. I've got a lot to do today. I do want to start out by saying thank you for watching. Thank you for everybody for stopping by, liking, subscribing, visiting me on Instagram, all the social media I'll put below. Or if you're one of the unlucky few like me and you're being tested for the new YouTube format, oh, it's awful. It'll be off to the side somewhere. I've got a list in front of me, so if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. At the end of today's video is a little something different. I took some votes on Flosstube number 7 to see if people wanted a yard tour, and they did, so I've got a yard tour I'm going to tack on the end of this. Due to time constraints, I'm going to do it in a couple of different parts, so today will be yard tour part 1. We are going to start today with the quilt behind me, and I'm going to slide over so you can see it a little bit better. There you go. This is called Nature Walk in the Starlight. This pattern and the fabric is by Pat Sloan. It was a panel with this in the center and these were all around it, so you had to cut the panel apart. Sewed it during a quilt along in 2022. I did custom quilting on this one, meaning I placed each individual block design one by one, and I don't know if you can see it, like this center block is comprised of, I believe, 4 designs. When I was quilting this, the tablet on my long arm died. And it unfortunately died at the same time the program everyone uses on their long arms was being upgraded, so everybody was getting new tablets. They eventually sent me a new one, and it didn't work, and I had to send that back, and that didn't work, and I had to get on the phone with the software and help desk, and finally got it working. So even though I finished it in 2022, it didn't actually get quilted and bound until September of 2023. That's a long time. Today, I gotta lean over and grab my basket. Sorry. I've got a lot here. Sort of jumped right in because I know it might be, oh, there goes a bunny. It might be a bit longer with the animal stuff on the end. So I will jump right in. I've got some works in progress, stitch alongs, several stitch alongs. I'm sorry, my nose itches. Some finishes. I've got a big finish by my mom. A whole bunch of stuff, and anytime I mention another Flosstube or Instagram or anybody, I'll put it in the comments either here, or wherever YouTube decides to put it by the time everybody gets to watch this. I'm about a week behind in filming. It's a really bad allergy season here. It was so bad last week. Oh, I was like, ugh. So if you have allergies, I know you understand. Let's start with some stitch alongs. I gotta try to entertain you. I'm the only one here. I am going to start with dun, 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 dun. There we go. This is the Shine Bright Sampler Stitch Along. This is from the Bonnie and Camille Quilt Bee book. I am doing the cross stitch as well as the quilt. I haven't done my quilt blocks for this month yet, so I don't have those to share. Hosted by Fat Quarter Shop. They did recolor it for the stitch along, but I actually had the original floss pack and it's been sitting on my shelf, so I went with that. I'll show you my progress. I'm stitching on 14 count, pale gray gingham by Fabric Flair. The original called for colors. Let's see. I gotta sort of lean over so I can see the little window. This is the month of April. There we go. This runs through September. It's nice. I like this pace. There's not too much to do every month. For me, this is a really big piece. And otherwise, I tend to not stitch very big pieces. between work and all of our animals and everything else, it kind of gets nutty. Works in progress. Well, this one's in a bag, and I actually have some new bags. I'll show you new bags at the end, including bags that look like these. This is my new chart. Here's a little sneak peek. There you go. That's it. If you're working on the Seasons Squared series, I'll hold up spring. You can take a guess what's coming next. These are my Etsy shop and on my website. That's what I'm working on in here. Moving right along. With two tall stitchers, I'm doing the Lizzie Kate series stitch along. I'm looking for the charts, sorry. I'm stitching the green Flip It series, and I'm in the same place I was last time. Again, busy. I haven't started. I'm going this way. I did expand the Q-snap to make room for the next one. I don't like to put my stitching under the clamp. I'll show you the next chart. I think it's, did I pull it out? So complicated. I probably pulled it out. I did pull it out. The next one I'm doing is the Save Water. When it's done, it looks like this. My mom's also doing this stitch along. Super Mom. You'll see Super Mom's progress here in a bit. My little pillow's slipping, sorry. I have a really cheap office chair, and I don't get chairs. You know, it's designed like, the back is like this. I mean, this hits like barely above the hip, and then the rest of it's like this. You'd be like that all day. How is that comfortable? It's just not. Okay, moving on. 1, 2, okay. I'm going to have 3 new stitch alongs, and these are with some Instagram and Flosstube friends, and all of that again I'll put below or over there, or who knows, it might be up there, over there, over there. Let me take my little chart markers off of it. This one is the Day Signs Stitch Along, Start Along. I'll get the correct hashtag listed. This chart is by Tiny Modernist. It's called Day Signs. There's 4 to choose from. I'm stitching the llama. Big shocker, I picked the one with the animals. And this is being hosted by, the Instagram names are Julie in Stitches 16 and the Peacock Stitcher. And I will link their Instagram, and if they have floss tubes, I'll put them below. I've got everything in one of these Lori Holt project bags. Most of my bags I make myself now. If it's not something I make myself, it's one of the mesh bags from Fat Quarter Shop. It's a little bit of a mess. I'm using Aura Floss. I didn't have the called for colors. This is actually my first stitch, my first try stitching on linen. This is a 28 count white. Really exciting. There you go. I do like to outline and fill in whenever possible. It took me 3 times around this llama to get it right. I just couldn't get it connecting. Kept ending up being off by 1 or 2 stitches. Finally got it. I considered letting him be a little extra tall, but the pattern has a frame around it of stitching. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that yet, but if I do, I need it to be correct. Or I need to account for it, and knowing me, by the time I got to the end of it, I would forget, and then I would forget to account for it, and then I'd be stitching the border and wondering why nothing connected. Again, that is, I think it's called the Day Sign Start Along with Julian Stitches and Peacock Stitcher. Oh, it may get noisy. I think the landscapers are back from their lunch break. I just saw somebody. That's another reason why I'm going a little fast today. If they come back, sorry, this is the only time left I have today. They were late showing up, I think 2 hours late. They were supposed to be done before lunch. They're still not done, which I do sympathize because we have to have all of our weeds pulled or weed whacked and removed. We don't use any pesticides because of all the wildlife and the animals in our yard. So it takes a while. My next, we'll call this an unintentional stitch along that I'm joining. Tiny Modernist Mouse's Strawberry Jam. This one's really popular. A couple people I follow on Instagram at Flosstube started this week. On Instagram, the names are Stitching with Kayla and Home on the Ridge. They're doing this for their birthday. I'll put the hashtag below. It's a birthday related. Sorry, ladies. I'll probably put it on the screen too. Again, it's been really hectic. I almost didn't film today, but I thought I really need to film. We're at 5 weeks. When I went through the chart, I had all but 2 of the called for colors of DMC. And I decided to stitch on 14 count Fabric Flare Cotton Candy Dyed Effect. There's the colors and the fabric. I haven't started yet. I'm probably not going to start until I finish my new chart, since Spring Season Squared is already in the shop. You can guess what the new chart is. I need to get that done. But there's the colors. It's really cute. So if you have this one, join in. I'm never in a rush with my stitching. It gets started when it gets started. It gets done when it gets done. It's a hobby. It's fun. No stress. And I'm keeping this in. This is one of the bags that I made. These all sold. I have a hard time picking which fabrics to use. If you are looking for a project bag and you have a favorite fabric designer or want something custom or specific, let me know. I'll be happy to oblige. I really enjoy sewing, and making the bags is a great way for me to enjoy my hobby, and then by putting them in the shop, I help raise money for our rescue animals. What have I got here? Okay, we're gonna do some finishes. Things are kind of getting out of order. Here we go. I did finish the Bunny Parade 2024 stitch, which the stitch along was with Sarah's Stitchery, Stitchy Sarah Reads on Instagram, and I stitched the strawberry car. Here it is. And I took a poll on my Instagram in the stories about how I should finish it. Should I do a pillow, a flat fold, a frame? I'm always amazed when things tie. I still haven't decided yet. My husband is going to help me make a cross-stitch display shelving unit, and I think when that's done, that'll help me figure out a little bit better how I want to finish this one. I'm sort of holding it off to the side right now. The patterns for these: Spring Parade 1, Spring Parade 2. And she did have a free one on her website called Flag Bearer. It's a free download. I don't know if I can, well, it's free, so anybody can go get it. You can go to Lila's Studio website, Lilas, and the word studio. And I think it's under blog or corrections. It took me a bit to find it, but it's free. You can grab that one. For the little shelving unit we're going to build, it's just a sort of got little cubbies to display cross-stitch items. We have a friend who does woodworking, and we asked them, and they're really busy because they do it for a living. And my husband came home from one of his bike rides, and I mean, like, you know, pedal bike, he's a cyclist. And he says, "Oh, I found some wood on the side of the road. It'll be perfect. I'll make you your shelving unit." I said, "That's great. Where's the wood?" He says, "Oh, it's on the side of the house." So I go walk around the side of the house to look at it. 3 pieces of wood. I think 2x4s. They gotta be 8 feet long. I asked him, I said, how did you get these home? He said he put them across his handlebars for part of the ride, and then for the other part of the ride, he just tucked them under his arm, pedaled home. And when I say ride, you know, he rides. He hasn't done a race in a long time, but he is extremely fit. I can't imagine cycling with these 3 big pieces of wood. Another finish I have, this was actually a start and a finish. I did it between last Flosstube and this Flosstube, was Flower Friends Ellie by Satsuma Street. Sorry for the glare. I already finished Myrtle and Birdie. That's Myrtle, that's Birdie. I have them in these frames, but I left them untreated. They come as plain wood, and if you buy the pattern, the information on the frames, it's on the inside of the pattern. I decided I wanted to complete the series. This is on 14 count Witchelt Icelandic beige. They're all on the same fabric. So here's Ellie. I love these colors. It's so bright and cheerful. Yay! Hooray for Ellie. I'll have to get this framed. These frames, it's in my closet somewhere, and it's even in a box that says what it's for. The back of these frames, they're circular. What you have to do is you have to take your piece and put it in an embroidery hoop. And the frame is empty, and there's like a triangle of elastic, and you tuck the embroidery frame underneath it. I'll try and do the official finish on that so I can show it next time I film. We are moving along. Excellent. I have a big finish by Supermom for the Lizzie Kate series SAL. Finished and framed. She took it and got it framed. If you're in Arizona, she took it to Hall of Frames. So they've been around forever. I think I had some high school pictures framed at Hall of Frames, so, you know, they've been around since dinosaurs roamed the earth then. Here's her finish. There's going to be some glare because I'm in front of a window. Let me tilt it. There we go. She did the whole thing on, let me look at it, 14 count something. It looks great. Most of the called for colors, if she didn't have them, she just pulled in something close. So we'll go through each one really quick. And the words on the bottom you get off of Lizzie Kate's website. There's a link on the charts where to get them. Sorry, it's hard for me to talk and hold things at the same time. There we go. Hoping I'm getting that right. I can't see a thing. That's what it looks like when it's finished. And all the little buttons are on there too. You see the little buttons? My mom did give me all of these charts. I will use them for a giveaway in the future. Not this time. I actually have something else planned. Thank you, Mom. That's the big finish, everybody. For Mom. Okay. Apologies. Here we go. I've got 2 baskets, and I have a giant glass of water sitting in front of the next basket, which probably is not the best idea. Let's just move that. I have a stitch along that I am launching. If you've watched the last Flosstube, maybe even the Flosstube before, I've been talking about it, and this is in my project bag I made out of, this is the Afternoon Tea line by Bev McCullough, Riley Blake Designs. These did sell out. If you really like one and want one, let me know. I made a little, it's gonna focus, there we go, a little T-charm pull for that. I picked a launch date. Here. Going to start this on May 1st. Came up with the hashtag T-type SAL, T-E-A-T-Y-P-E, S-A-L. Going to be stitching the Time for T typography cross stitch pattern. Let me take it out of the plastic. You'd think I would get myself organized. I'm pretty organized, but I forget to do that sometimes. Here we go. This is big. Up. Here comes a guy with a weed whacker. If there's noise, I'm sorry. I can't stop now. I will have no other time to film this. I'm going to stitch in the called for colors on 14 count oatmeal. Something fun about this one, and I did discuss it and I showed these last time, but in case you're new, I'll show you again. There's a whole series of these T-stitches, so if you like these, you can check out Bev's website or wherever you go to buy your cross-stitch stuff. I helped her with the computer conversions from her artwork, and she was kind enough to give me a little credit right there on the bottom. The credit's on some of the printed copies, but not all of them. Some information, yep, there goes the weed whacker, sorry, got cut off of the printed ones, but it's on all the PDFs. That was a lot of fun. She was very nice to work with. We're going to stitch this. Let's look at, stitch count is 194 by 150 on 14 count. That's 14 by 10 3/4 inches. The sample is stitched on Lori Holt vintage cloth, 14 count, Ada oatmeal, and framed in a 12 by 16 inch frame. I'm using the same cloth. We went through picking cloth colors and doing floss tosses and stuff too. That was a lot of fun. Another way you could stitch this, if you don't like all the colors, I just scratched my nose, sorry. This would look really good on black or chalkboard black with white. It would almost look like a menu board at a tea place. I'm not going to start this until May 1st. I promise. I have so many things going on right now. It's not going to get started until May 1st. But I hope you'll join me. That also gives you a chance, in case you're new, if you want to stitch along. I know a few of you already got your patterns. Supermom will be stitching along. Supermom probably already started. She'll probably finish before I start. I get to tease her. All right, so join us if you like tea and you like stitching. I have 2 pages today. All right, we are going to move right along, especially since they are buzzing right outside my window. I apologize if you can hear it. I hope it doesn't pick it up. I had a couple of items I asked everyone to vote on last time, and thank you everyone for doing that. That's lots of fun. The first one I had was I was picking a fabric for, this is going to be a start during the Tour de France, so I think that's July. Bothy Threads Cycling Fun. This one I'm stitching for my husband. And I mentioned it last time. It's divided over 4 pages, and there's 4 pages of stitching and 4 pages of backstitch. There is a ton of backstitch on this. You really need it for this. It brings out the detail, but don't buy this if you don't like backstitching. You'll be miserable. And I asked everyone to vote between, it came in a kit and it came with white, and I didn't want to put it on white. So the 2 choices I had were Picture This plus Feldspar, which has a lot of weird brown on it and stuff, and then a 14 count Charles Craft. 14 count Charles Craft won! Yay! I think this will be easier for me. It's really easy to see the holes on this, and it's stiff. I do better with a stiffer fabric. This Pictures Plus, it's very pretty. It's very soft, and I would say it's almost more of 16 count, maybe even 18. The holes shrink. If you've ever dyed anything, usually you have to dye in hot water, and that shrinks the fabric. That'll be a July start. Thank you for voting again. Yay. Sorry, I'm looking out the window. They got somebody weed whacking, somebody with a leaf blower, and somebody with, I don't know if you've ever seen one of those things that sort of looks like a hollow hoe, and you just kind of go like this and it scrapes the weeds. That's what we do in the yard. It's very unrewarding. Okay, the next one. I've got another one that I voted on, and this project bag, I have 2 of these left. If you like chickens, don't miss out. These are really nice. I'll hold up the 2 that I've left in the shop at the end. We'll do a shop update as well. I asked everyone to vote for a next new start. Our competitors are, I feel like I need a drum roll or that guy that does sports or wrestling and goes, "Let's get ready to rumble! We've got a cross-stitch face-off." You ready? Funky Chickens by Satsuma Street. Jardin Privé, Patchwork something. My husband says this says private garden. He speaks some French. I don't speak French. And Tiny Modernist, the Stitch Goddess. Thank you to everyone who voted. If everybody who commented and voted put anything, I entered you in the drawing too. Coming in last place with 7 votes, the Stitch Goddess, which I am going to stitch, but it's probably good I don't start it now because it's honking. It's big. Then we have a dilemma. 9 votes. 9 votes. I told my husband 2 of the 3 tied, and he said, "Oh, show them to me. I'll pick one." So I laid him out, and of course, you know, he's a guy. The first thing he says is, "Oh, not that one with the lady." Then he looks at these and he says, "Either one of those is great." So I need a tiebreaker. And since there are so many things going on, we're going to have round 2. We're running this like a sporting bracket. Pick your team, folks. Are you team Funky Chicken? Or are you your team, we're just going to call it Owls. I'm going to ask y'all, sorry. I would love it if all of you would please provide me your vote in the comments below, to the side, upside down, wherever YouTube has put it. Let me know. Should I start Funky Chickens? Or should I start the Owls? If I have a tie, again, next time I'm flipping a coin. I actually thought about flipping a coin this time, but I don't know if any of you watched the show Frasier when it was on. There's a scene where I think it's Niles, I'm 99% sure, and he goes to flip a coin to choose, and it hits him in the head, and he ends up like flailing backwards and knocking everything over. That's what I'm picturing happening with me trying to flip a coin on camera, so we're just not going to go there. Let me know, Funky Chicken or Owls. And then I'll start that one. That might make my video go viral though, huh? If I do something really completely stupid. I really hope they're not as loud on the video as they are right now. I'm going to move it a little bit quicker. I'm sorry if I'm talking fast today. I'm trying to get through everything. Shop stuff. I have some fun new stuff to show from the shop. And make sure you stay tuned. I've got giveaways, and then we have our animal tour. Got a big bag over here. I do have a shop announcement regarding payment. One of the things, if you've ever opened an Etsy shop, or you know if you shop online, there's fees. Oh, and my phone just dinged. And somebody, no, there's not someone at the front door. That's the yard guys. I apologize. I'll turn that off. There we go. Everybody charges a fee. Etsy charges fees, PayPal charges fee, any type of credit card service, they're called, I think they're even called card services, they charge a fee. The fee for using PayPal in my website shop, that's the azfamilyzoo.com shop, not the Etsy shop, but just my website shop, and I have a couple people who like to shop there because they don't shop on Etsy. The fees have gone through the roof. I no longer take PayPal on my azfamilyzoo.com shop. However, on the front page, there's a donate button. You can still use PayPal for that. And also on my front page of azfamilyzoo.com, there's a mini free downloadable PDF cross-stitch chart. There's going to be another free chart coming soon, and it'll be a stitch for everyone and a tutorial that I need to work on. I actually have it all laid out. I just haven't had the time yet to film it. Watch that. I do also have a blog. You can sign up for the blog, and I maintain everything. I built the site through GoDaddy, but if you sign up for the blog emails, it doesn't go anywhere. I'm the only one who knows who's on the list. So again, no more PayPal in that shop, but PayPal is on Etsy. PayPal on my website for donations only. Free mini chart. I did that. Perfect. what is in both my shops really quick. Any physical good I show you, I've got some bags and some stuff that's on sale I'm going to show you. That's in the Etsy shop. If you don't shop on Etsy and you want it, send me an email, send me something over Instagram, and I can do a PayPal invoice for you that way. But it's too hard for me to have physical goods, both the Etsy shop and the website shop. If somebody purchases it at close to the same time, then I'm kind of stuck because all my items are one of a kind. So my azfamilyyzoo.com is just my cross stitch charts, my digital items. All right, moving on. I have new bags, and like I mentioned, I'll show really quick. I have 2 chicken bags left. I've got a pink top, it's like a pinky peach, and the green. These are patchwork. The fabric line was called Break Day, and then a farmer's market fabric line. I mixed some fabric lines with this. All the pictures are on the Etsy shop, and these have, I'm not sure why I made these big giant ones for this, but I just had some fun with it. These have these really nice big pulls on them. It's got a big lobster clasp. You can take this off and use it as a scissor fob. It has a cow, a pig, a rooster, some painted porcelain beads. It'll zoom in. There we go. And some silver luster gemstone beads. There's full descriptions on the site in the Etsy shop. And I'll just show you the inside of this. I won't show you the inside of every bag. I serge all the seams. They're straight stitched, and then I run them through my serger. And my bags have a tag, and it's looped. This is fabric, and it's got a little vinyl coating on it, so if you want to hook on floss drops, or some people like to use these for traveling, and maybe you've got keys or something, you can do that. All the money from my shops raises money for our animal sanctuary. We call it Forever Home Animal Sanctuary because the animals that come to us stay here. There we go. It's okay. I'm probably gonna have to pause. Sorry about that. I went ahead and closed the door. That was Libby barking. Jacqueline and Libby are behind the quilt. There's a couch. Jacqueline is really old. She's a chimini. She's losing her vision and her hearing, and sometimes she just sleeps all day. But she's very happy, and she loves food, and she loves snacks. So no worries, just getting old. I've got 2, 4, 6 new bags in the shop. I won't do like extended close-ups or anything, so I'll show you one because they're almost all the same. They're a little bit different, and I'll kind of run through the differences. Again, all the money from the shop helps raise money for our animal sanctuary, feeding, medical care, everything. It's a lot of money. These are made with the Simply Delightful fabric line by Sherry and Chelsea Moda Fabrics. Each bag has a different color top and zipper, but like I have 2 blue tops like this, 2 of the turquoise, but the zippers are different. So make sure to look at all the pictures, and each one has an enamel house charm. The house charms are either white, pink, or blue. So the front, the body of the bag is the same on all of them, but the strip and the zipper are different, and the backs are all different. All the pictures are on the Etsy shop. And again, if you see one and you want one and you don't shop on Etsy, send me a message. The inside is this fun spool print. It also looks like floss on floss bobbins. And then they're serged, and there's tags in all of them. So 2 with the blue top, 1 with a red zipper, 1 with an orange zipper. This one has the White House that I showed. The White House, that's funny. And this one also has a White House. So these are White Houses. And if you want a different color house, let me know. I have more of these charms. I can switch it out. That's not a big deal. Then I have 2 with navy blue tops. So navy blue with gray, navy blue with pink. Navy blue with pink. When I was attaching these charms, I was working at my jewelry desk. It was flat. Libby was on my lap. Libby had a few seizures. She has epilepsy. So when she has her post-seizure meds, she's very tired. I tend to carry her around. She gets a little weird with it. So she's sitting on my lap. and I'm working on attaching the charms, and she decided to pick her head up and she put her head on this bag. Blue bag, pink zipper. If you are allergic to dogs, don't buy this one. If you're a fan of Libby, buy this one because she touched it. Dog approved. There's a picture of that also for this one listed on the Etsy shop. There's a picture of her with her head on the bag. Again, the backs of these are different. And then we've got yellow tops. Oh, you know what I forgot to show? I apologize. Both the blue ones have the pink house. There's the pink house. And then I have two with yellow tops, and the yellow tops have a blue house. We've got a yellow top with green. And measurements for these are also on the shop. And yellow top with blue. Oops. Sorry. Blue zipper. And the backs are different. Also in the shop, I put most of my physical goods on sale. I'd like to clear some things out to add some new items. Included are sets of bowl cozies. These are dessert motifs. Let's not use the middle finger, shall we? This is family friendly. There we go. These are made with, I make these with Wrap and Zap, so they're microwave safe, cotton thread, cotton quilting fabric, 2 per set. I had a bunch. I think there's also one more set that has a wintry Christmas print on sale. All of my physical goods are on sale except for the project bags because those are new. I'm going to show you a couple of my charts, and then I have something fun to show what I did with leftover scraps for making the bags. I already showed you spring season squared. My charts are extremely well priced. They're probably underpriced, but I want everyone to be able to stitch who wants to stitch. They are very beginner friendly. They are great for smalls. My charts have a lot of motifs that you can pull apart if you want to stitch a certain motif. This one I just released, the quilting bees. You can stitch the quilts, you can pick your favorite colors, you can just stitch one quilt, you can stitch the lettering, you can leave off the lettering, you could stitch 2 bees holding 1 quilt, you can just stitch a quilt, you can make 1, 2, 3 smalls and turn those into little pillows. There's a bunch of things you can do. So there's the quilting bees. This is stitched 2-strand DMC on 14 count Lori Holt vintage cloth oatmeal. Look, I finally got smart about these things. All of that's in my description too, and when you download one of my charts, it tells you how I did the frame finish, and there's also an animal story. I'm going to show you 2 4th of July patriotic stitches. It's coming up, it'll be here before you know it. Happy 4th. This is the second chart I designed, and I do realize that my birds are very small and the house is very big. Let's just say they're affluent birds and it's their little bird mansion. That's happy 4th. I don't have anything on the back of this. You can look online and get the stitch count. It's all in the description. I put the sizes and what kind of thread I use in the description. And then I have Sweet Liberty Squared from my Squared series. Again, instructions on how to do the finish are included in the chart. I'm going to show you something fun. We'll go over our giveaway from last time and this time, and then I'll put on the animal video. And now I have no idea how long this video is because I had to start and stop it. I was trying to keep it within a certain length, but we're just doing what we're doing here. It's okay, Libby! So this is the Simply Delightful line, and I sew in strip sets, which helps me sew them a little more efficiently. And I had some odd cuts left over, and I thought, you know what, I need like a little dog walk bag, a little shoulder bag, so I made myself a bag. I have enough of these to make some more bags. I think I'll do that and put in the shop. They came out really nice. I made this with what's called soft and stable, so you see how it doesn't flop? The project bags are a little softer. I use batting, and I usually use batting that's cut off from some of my quilts. One of the things that is important to both my husband and I is trying to use things that we have, use what you have on hand, you know, recycling, all that stuff. I think they call it sustainable quilting if you want to get fancy. And even the zipper is a leftover cut of a zipper. So it's a zipper, one of those by Annie zippers. I have this fun blue on the inside. I already have some hardware. I did hardware. And this strap, it may look really long, but I'm tall. So when I put this on, it sits kind of right by my hips so I can just reach my hand into it. It's getting really loud. I apologize. Hang on a second. Let's try and wrap this up. Bag. If you're interested, let me know. I can make at least 3 more. They'll be a little bit different because like the backs of the bags, they're all different. That's where the strip sets are coming from, or some leftovers. I'm going to go a little faster. Okay, giveaway from the last time, winning a chart from my shop. Email me at azfamilyzoo@gmail.com. The giveaway, your YouTube name is Dusty's Color, spelled with a U, and Art 330. So Dusty's Color and Art 330. Send me an email. You can go to my Etsy shop and let me know which chart you want, and I'll send you the PDF version. This week's giveaway is donated by Mom. She got this chart with an order and gave it to me because I like hedgehogs. I already have one, so we have an extra chart. It's Lindy Stitches, Hedgehog House. If you want to enter the giveaway for Hedgehog House, please be a subscriber. Please like the video. And please leave a comment with the word hedgehog. And that'll be our giveaway for this video. A quick animal update, then we'll move on to the animal tour. We did have one of our chickens pass away. We have some chickens that we took in fairly recently. They were from a family who suffered a house fire and who lost everything and needed someone to take care of their chickens. The chickens are old. They took very good care of their chickens. So one of the chickens looking a little droopy. A lot of them, when they got here, they all looked a little droopy. Being through the fire, I think, really stressed them out, and their little combs kind of flop. And for the most part, when they get healthy, they go back up. But this one, not so much. Always kind of looked a little droopy and started to slow down, would kind of be sleeping and everything. So one night just wasn't looking really good. It was going to be cold, so we wrapped her up in a nice blanket. We brought her in the house. We gave her a nice big, we have one of these like pop-up puppy play pens and made her real comfortable, and she passed away overnight. So we did lose one of our white chickens. Already mentioned Libby. She had a couple of seizures. We're going to follow up with the neurologist. Usually she has about 1 a month, but this time she had 1, which was her 1 a month. And then a couple weeks later she had another one. So we want to see if there's anything more we can do with her medications or anything that we might need to do to help her. She will always have them. They will never go away. She has epilepsy. She's been diagnosed with that. So that's our animal update. If you are not interested in the animal tour, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate you coming and watching and spending your time with me. There's a lot of floss tubes out there, and it's hard to get noticed, and it's hard to find your audience, and I have to really thank everyone who sends me messages or who's followed on Instagram, who's even followed my Etsy shop. Even if you don't buy anything, it helps the shop. Really appreciate it. Everyone is so nice and so encouraging and so polite. So really, thank you so much, and sorry for saying so a lot. Sometimes that happens. Going to tack on the animal tour. I think it's 18 minutes long. Something I asked my husband, and forgive me, I'm going to reference the phone. I asked him today how much he thought it cost to feed all of our outdoor animals, because he buys the food for that, and I work from home. He works outside of the homes, and he stops almost every day on the way home from work to check for greens and produce, anything we need for the animals. If we can find it on sale, great. If not, we just have to pay what we have to pay, and I'm sure everyone knows everything's getting more expensive. So we feed them fresh fruit and vegetables, and they also get hay, and they get something called Mazuri, M-A-Z-U-R-I. Both the turtles and then the pigs also get that. You know, it's chow, kibble, that kind of thing, and Timothy hay. Came up with between $200 to $250 a week for the outdoor animals, in case anybody's wondering. This time of year, they're all awake, so it's kind of crazy. During the winter, we get a little bit of a break. A lot of the turtles and tortoises hibernate. Stay tuned. Coming up next, animal tour part 1, because if I did a whole tour, we'd be here for an hour. Thank you everybody for watching, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much for stopping by. Check out my shop if you have time. Nice project bags. And I hope everyone will join for the tea typography SAL starting May 1st, and the other SALs I mentioned. Again, I'll put all the information for everyone in the comments below. Stop by, watch their floss tubes, find them on Instagram, spread the love around. And thank you so much again for being here. Everybody have a great day. Happy stitching. Here we go. Leaving the kitchen. We're going to do an animal tour. I'll probably split this into a couple parts because it'll take a while. I think the dogs are going to come with us. Who's coming? You want to come? Come in. Come on. Come on. Jacqueline. Jacqueline. She's doing her own thing. We'll be close to the door, so we'll leave it like that for a bit. Ready? Okay, let's go this way. This is our dog park. We did this when we moved in. This path went to a round concrete circle and the rest was dirt. So the dogs needed somewhere to stay. They're small dogs. They have to be supervised. The first thing we did was we put like a puppy fence around the concrete, and we had some scrap greenery. This is fake grass, by the way. And they loved it so much, we went ahead and invested a bit and had somebody come and do this professionally. On top of the AstroTurf is a treatment that helps absorb odors and yucky things and that kind of stuff. I think Jacqueline's coming. Are you coming, Jay? Still thinking about it? It's hot already. All right, guys, watch out. Coming down. Coming down. Coming down. Let's go see Mikey. He might be back hiding because it's warm. Everybody's already been fed today. It's about 1:45 in the afternoon when I'm filming this. Yeah, I think he's hiding. There he is. This is Mikey. Hi, Mikey. Mikey is one of a group of, originally it was 5 sulcata tortoises that came to us from a family. They had kids and foster kids, and they were facing some hardship. Couldn't really take care of them anymore. And we took them in. They've grown a lot. This red thing he's sitting on is a heating pad. They do make a mess in their houses. We have to scrape it out and clean it from time to time. And right now, it's starting to get warm, so the winter flap is still on it, and we had rain. This helps keep the rain out. This is food tray to try and keep them from eating rocks. It's part of a play pool. We use play pools for the pigs and actually the tortoises too. When they get cracked and they're no longer usable, we cut up and save usable bits to use as food trays. At one point, we did have 5 small tortoises in this enclosure. Now it's just Mikey's, because it turned out Mikey's a boy. He pooped in his water. We change the water every day. That's where they sit and soak, and they'll also drink out of it. They like to do a lot of soaking. I think last year or the year before we actually opened this up. This enclosure used to end here. We went ahead and opened it up to give him more space because he's getting quite large, and Jacqueline decided to come out and join us. There she is. Let's go over to the bird feeder. Here's our bird feeding station. The little bird will probably fly away as I come closer. Yep, that was a finch. Oh, there's one on the yellow feeder. So we have finch food, peanuts. More peanuts will be here tomorrow. And during the day I throw out some bird seed for them, and I usually throw bird seed out in the wash area. I'll show you the wash area. When it rains, it's called wash area. It fills with water. It's a natural wash. I'm not going to pan any further to the left. That's the composter. Nobody wants to look at that. Right, baby? This is just for us. We can sit out here and relax with the dogs. Alright, come on. So even though we have this nice area, all secure, the dogs are not allowed to be out here by themselves. They're too small. I'll show you, our neighbor has a really big tree. See that big beautiful tree? we get a mix of owls, hawks, and giant crows. So no doggos by themselves. You guys want to go back inside? Let's go back inside. It's kind of warm. Mom's going to walk around a little bit, okay? All right, let's go inside. Everybody in. Good job. Thank you. Let's go over here. Let's see. Oh, there's Crash. I'll go inside so you can see it. This is another area. You know, all these fences, anything you see done, we did ourselves. Here we go. Well, we had help with the dog park. We had to hire people to help with that. But everything else we do. Let's go this way. Crash is a desert tortoise. We adopted her from Arizona Game and Fish. They really need people to adopt tortoises. Okay, you're just going to see poop in this video, sorry. You can see Crash has 3 legs. Doesn't stop her, trust me. She can do whatever she needs to do. We named her Crash because she was hit by a car crash. She was rehabilitated by Arizona Game and Fish, and we heard about her story and we adopted her. I forgot I was going to bring out something for size perspective. I'll use my hand. Sorry, I burned myself with the iron. I kind of have big hands. I used to be able to palm a basketball, but there's Crash. She has this nice area here. We get a lot of hummingbirds on this bush, and her little burrow is down there. My husband builds all the burrows. It's actually a requirement if you adopt a desert tortoise. He does a good job, waterproofs them, checks them, makes sure the squirrels and the rats don't get in there. Little garden. He's doing good with his tomatoes. We had a bunch of lettuce here, but it's getting warmer and Lila. Let's go ahead and walk. This is the back of Mikey's area. This is another garden area, which so far is only growing weeds. We have trouble keeping squirrels and rabbits out. We've tried several things. Nothing's worked, so it's a garden kind of slash pet cemetery. We've had a lot of mice and hamsters over the years, and that's where a lot of them are buried. This walkway, we had this done I think 2 years ago, because every time we were going out to feed the animals, we would walk down this hill and you'd slide because it was all rocks. So let's walk this way and not trip over the hose. This is Myrtle's area. All of this here will come off soon. This covers her burrow. There's a big giant hole down there. We have to cover them during the winter because it gets too cold. The sulcata tortoises do not hibernate. She has this house here which she shares with Truman. It's got a divider down the middle. Let's climb in. I do a lot of climbing over fences. Most of my pants have holes in them. Oh, she's not back there. She might be in our house. Sometimes she likes to sit right here. Well, let's go find her. That's a bunny or a squirrel hole. You get in there too. I have to do some bush trimming. We kind of like to let the bushes get nice and full because it gives them shade. She was out this morning, but when it gets warm, they kind of go back. Go back in their hole. Hi, Myrtle. Oh, I'm sorry. So here's Myrtle. Let me pull this up a little bit. There we go. Hi, Myrtle. You can see there's the wood behind her. It helps make this big giant house large enough for 2. This is something I didn't show you in Mikey's enclosure. This is a ceramic heater. And that's the floor heater like Mikey has. They're all on thermostats. If one fails, the other takes over. Myrtle's our biggest sulcata tortoise. She came to us with Yertle. Boys and girls have to be separated or you'll get babies. So she has her own space. Doing good. Her owners had her and Yertle for about a year. They got them from their neighbors who went to retire in Mexico, and then they decided to go retire in Mexico, and we got them. There was a Facebook post we were alerted to, so we went ahead and took them in. You good? Myrtle's our biggest tortoise. She's close to 70 pounds. She had an allergic reaction several months ago, and we had to get her out and get her to a vet. It's kind of hard. You got to lift them up and you got to get them over the fence. I can lift her by myself if needed, but it's easier to lift with two people because they kind of wiggle. So if we have two people, we put her in a giant tote and then we can lift the tote over the fence. Right, Myrtle? Okay, I'll leave you be. Now there is a gate here we can walk through, but we've got this shade cloth on top, so it's easier just to climb over the fence. But if people come for a tour, we open the gate. Excuse my legs. Here we go. Truman pooped in his water too. We refill the waters usually later in the day when it starts to cool off, but as it gets to summer, we will refill them in the morning. You can tell he went back in already. Hi, Truman. See which end is up. Okay. Truman's owner used to live in Scottsdale, and they moved north where it's too cold. Hi. So Truman came to live with us. Right, Truman? You're almost as big as Myrtle now. You're a big boy. You're a messy boy. Truman is very particular. He doesn't like to come out unless it's at least 75 degrees. Right? Grumpy face? He's giving me the stink eye. Alright, we'll leave him be. His area is nice and large. He also has a burrow that's covered that we will uncover. We'll probably be uncovering these in the next week or so. Oops, sorry about that. But his burrow's down there. We actually had to put up a fence because he kept moving. There's this big heavy iron fence and a pallet, and he just kept shoving it out of the way. I think I'll do this little area here, and then we'll do the rest next time. Everybody's kind of sleeping. My plan was to do this in the morning, but tomorrow morning, all these weeds, we're having someone to come take the weeds out. We can't use sprays, and you can see we kind of started ourselves, but it's a little overwhelming. Hi, Sweetie! Sweetie is a new addition. We got, and Sweetie's a little smaller, aren't you? Right, Sweetie? Sweetie is the same type of tortoise as Myrtle and Truman. Oh, you're probably about, let's see, I don't know, 15 pounds? Hi, Sweetie! Sweetie was being taken care of by a lovely lady who took her in from her neighbor who was not taking good care of her. And she had her for about 6 months, and she found us, hello, on Instagram and came over and made sure she was comfortable leaving her with us. Sweetie has what's called pyramiding. Yeah, you can hear the chicken. As she grows with better nutrition and sun, that'll smooth out a little bit, but it may never fully resolve. Put you right back here. There you go. You can see Sweetie has a house too. These houses are built by somebody who's here locally. He builds them all. You call him, he builds them, he paints them, and he brings them over. My husband makes the ramps and he does the flaps. So you can see she's got the same setup in there. There's the chickens. I know it doesn't look like much, but they've got a nice spot there. There's nesting, excuse you, there's nesting boxes in there. There's another little chicken hut, there's water, another chicken area, and then there's a big walking area for them. I think I know what's going on. Let's go over here and have a look. Hi! So they all like to lay their eggs in here. You can't see it, but in here there are 2 boxes, and everybody lays them in the box that's over here. And sometimes, if somebody's in the box, somebody else has a fit and it's very loud. Yes, you know who you are. Okay, we'll do the, I'm going to save the chickens, the pigs, and everybody over there for another time. We're going to go this way. Excuse you. It's not about you today, but thank you. Sweetie has another little house right there. Okay, we're going to climb over this one. This one's pretty tall. I'm 5'9" and pretty much like 80% legs, and these fences are still pretty tall for me. Oh, you can see more of the chicken area right there. I'm looking for Jordy, who I may or may not find. Jordy is a three-legged desert tortoise, and Jordy's owner moved to, I don't know, Wisconsin, Wyoming, I forget. Kind of lost track. Kept in touch for a while, but lost track. We'll walk around a little bit. I have to be careful. These are really bad to touch. Not only do they have those big prickers, but they've got a whole bunch of little prickers. Oh, you'll never get them out of your fingers. Let's see. This is a hedgehog cactus. It's got a nice flower coming up. I think Jordy is down in the hole. I don't see him, so I apologize. Maybe next time. Let's go this way. I don't know if anybody else is going to be out here. Oh, I see Scooter's out, but we have to go through Tripod's enclosure to get the Scooter. Tripod is, believe it or not, another three-legged desert tortoise, also from Arizona Game and Fish. Here we go. And they have to be kept separated. You can't keep them together. They fight. Boys and girls together will mate, and boys together will fight. So everybody has to have their own spot. I don't see Tripod. Tripod's latest shenanigans has been to push through this fence, and then we find him in with the pigs. Our yard is totally fenced in, so he can't get out. I think he's probably down this burrow down here. Hi, Scooter. There's Scooter. Are you down here? Let's see, I gotta turn the camera. I think he's, oh, there he is. Hi, Tripod. Oh, we'll leave him there. Hi, Scooter. Scooter's at home. Still visits from time to time. I do not have food, I apologize. Scooter's very friendly, very personable. Want to say hi to the camera, Scooter? That's how big Scooter is. Scooter's gonna go after my shoes. His burrow's over there. I'm sorry. No, you got a little tomato seed or something on your eye there. I did not bring food. Alright. So that's that. There was one other part of the yard I wanted to show you. Let me climb back over all these fences. Good entertainment for while you're sitting there stitching. That one. This one. And we do have people who occasionally ask through Instagram to come see the animals, which is fine. Most of the time they don't climb over all the fences. Okay, back through Sweetie's area. Let's see, Jordy. No. Just checking one more time for Jordy. Oh, there he is. There's his butt. He's under the cactus in this hole. So one other thing I wanted to show everybody. We'll go back this way. This is probably the best thing we've done in this yard. It makes it so much easier. And then the dogs like to run around in a big circle. When we moved into this house several years ago, this was the end of the yard. This fence right here. So they had this fence running all along and connecting over right about there. And the property is about 2 acres. So we expanded it. We did have somebody come in and put in the external, oh, there goes a squirrel or a chipmunk. The external fencing. And next time I do a tour and show you the pig area, we use the old wrought iron to separate the pig area. And we actually built that. My husband has welding equipment, and I got to weld something. Okay. The dog is waiting. That's it, everybody. We will do another tour next time to see more of the yard. Right, Crash? See you next time. Let's go say bye-bye to the dogs. And then everybody can get back to work for their stitching. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Ooh, out of breath. And thank you for stopping by the Etsy and the Instagram and all the nice messages and things. I sure do appreciate it. I always try to respond and say thank you, and you take the time to be here, and it really does mean a lot to me. And anyone who's stopped by the shop and who's bought anything, you can kind of get an idea of how much it must cost to feed all these animals. Right, Jay? So we certainly, hi Rosie, we certainly do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Jay says bye, see you next time.